This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 315, Big Wins, the Cornerstone of Financial Freedom, Part 2, by J.D. Roth of MoneyBoss.com. And I am your host and narrator here on the program. My name is Dan, and I am here each Monday through Friday reading to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. Hey, if you have any requests for us, maybe you have a topic or an author you'd like to see represented here on Optimal Finance Daily, come share those with us at oldpodcast.com. Now, today's episode is actually a continuation, as you probably figured out from me saying part 2 in the title. So if you're new here or browsing around, I would recommend going back to yesterday's episode. That's episode 314 first, so that today's piece makes more sense to you. And we are about halfway through the month, halfway to another book giveaway to a random person on our mailing list. And that's the key. To be part of the giveaway, you've got to be on the mailing list. So come by oldpodcast.com, enter your email address, and you will be signed up for that. I'll also give you a reminder about this at the end of the show. So for now, let's hear the rest of this post as we optimize your life. Big Wins, the Cornerstone of Financial Freedom, Part 2, by J.D. Roth of MoneyBoss.com. The magic of thinking big. While it's important to save money on everyday stuff, it's even more important to watch how much you spend on major purchases. By making smart choices on big-ticket items, a money boss can save thousands of dollars in one blow. If you spend $50,000 less when you buy a house, that's $50,000 or more you never have to earn. Housing. Housing is the biggest expense for most Americans, and by a wide margin. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics 2014 Consumer Expenditure Survey, the typical American household spends exactly 1/3 of its income on housing, which includes mortgage or rent, maintenance, insurance, interest, and utilities. In an ideal world, you'd slash your housing expense by buying an affordable home in a city with a low cost of living. While relocating to a cheaper home in a cheaper city would probably provide a huge financial reward, it's not exactly easy. A more practical alternative might be to move within your current city. Sell your home or move out of your rental and choose something more affordable. Think about it. If you're an average American who spends $1,483 per month on a place to live, dropping that expense by 10% would save you $150 per housing payment. Drop it by 30% and you'll save more than $5,000 per year. Quote, if you're not yet wealthy but want to be someday, never purchase a home that requires a mortgage that is more than twice your household's annual realized income. Living in less costly areas can enable you to spend less and to invest more of your income. You will pay less for your home and correspondingly less for your property taxes. Your neighbors will be less likely to drive expensive motor vehicles. You'll find it easier to keep up, even ahead of the Joneses, and still accumulate wealth. End quote. That's from the book, The Millionaire Next Door. Transportation. Transportation is our second largest expense in the U.S. We spend an average of $756 per month, 17% of the typical budget, to get around, including vehicle payments, gasoline, insurance, and repairs. I know Americans love their automobiles. They're loath to let them go, even in the face of logic. But imagine how much you could save if you could cut your car costs in half. How do you do that? Sell your current car. Replace it with a used vehicle, one that's fuel efficient. Side benefit? An older, used vehicle will cost less to insure. Drive your car only when necessary. When possible, bike or walk to reach your destination. Side benefit, increased fitness, which also saves you money. Make use of public transportation. Side benefit, time to read. When I recommend people change the way they get around, I'm usually met with a wall of objections. But let me suggest that instead of looking for reasons you can't do this, instead look for ways you can. You'll save buckets of money. Other expenses. Together, housing and transportation consume half of the average American budget. There are enormous opportunities to save if you choose to economize on these two categories, but you can achieve big wins in other areas too. The Consumer Expenditure Survey shows that the typical household spent $1,786 on clothing in 2014, $4,290 on healthcare, $2,728 on entertainment, and $6,758 on food, which doesn't include the $782 that went toward alcohol and tobacco. Because each of us is different and we spend in different ways, opportunities for big wins vary from person to person. After tracking my spending for the last half of 2013, for instance, I realized that I was spending way too much on travel. In 2014, I cut my travel costs in half. This allowed me to save money for other goals, such as buying a motorhome. The bottom line. A few years ago, I asked my friend John if he had advice for young people who want to retire early. Here's the secret to financial freedom, he told me. I don't care how much you make. You spend less than you earn. You don't have to like it. You just have to do it, because that is the secret. The best way to spend less is to optimize the big stuff. I'm not saying you shouldn't make your own laundry detergent or plant a vegetable garden. By all means, do those things. But understand that if all you do is the small stuff, your only hope is to get rich slowly, and you can do better. Exercise. Pull out your personal mission statement. With that in front of you, brainstorm ways to reduce your spending. No idea is too small. No idea is too big. No idea is too stupid. Do a rapid brain dump of any and all actions you could take to cut costs. If all your spending were aligned with your goals and mission, where would the money go? After you're finished brainstorming, pick 3 specific ways, large or small, you'll reduce spending starting this week. Examples. I'll walk to the grocery store. I'll sign up for a library card. I'll finally cancel my landline. Also, pick one big win that you will work to achieve in, say, the next 2 years. Make this a big, hairy, audacious goal. Example, we'll go from a 3-car family to a 1-car family. You just listened to part 2 of the post titled, Big Wins, the Cornerstone of Financial Freedom by J.D. Roth of MoneyBoss.com. And don't forget, we do give away books to random people on our mailing list. We've given away a lot in the last month. But we also give away helpful spreadsheets to optimize your finances, and one of them even comes with a free video tutorial. It's all free and available if you're on our weekly newsletter mailing list. And to get all of that, simply come by oldpodcast.com and enter your email address. And that is 315 episodes of Optimal Finance Daily in the books. Thank you for your support and for listening each and every day. We really appreciate it. And I will be back with more posts for you next week. So have a great weekend, and I'll catch you on Monday where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.